Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to share with you few tests many of us will go through until the end of December 2024. So many of us are already going through a huge transition. Yesterday we had this lunar eclipse that intensified all these energies, and I've seen comments from all of you. I've seen some of you are going through very challenging times. Some of you are changing relationships. Some of you are dealing with something related to health that is causing a huge change, like shifting approach towards health and shifting approach towards your mindset, your beliefs, the way you're treating yourself, the way you're treating others. And all these things are very challenging. Many of you may be experiencing that you've been working so hard on something, but there was no progress. Like there would be something holding you back. Well, the answer truly is there's nothing that is holding you back. There's just something you truly need to pay attention to. And once you pay attention to it, everything will just kinda ease up. So I want to give you 5 different tests, actually awareness around 5 different tests we're all going through right now. And these things will be happening the most intensely until the end of this year. So at the beginning of 2024, I've told you that this is a year of building up foundation, building up stability that is based on authenticity, it's based on your authentic nature, and it's based on clarity. And for many of us, even though we maybe didn't want to do something about it, it still happened the way that we've been pushed into it. So don't feel bad or don't feel angry towards yourself or towards circumstances if it happened that you've lost something that meant so much to you, or that you've been scared or afraid and you've done certain things the way that caused you to lose something, or that you're in a situation that you would truly not like to be. Don't be angry towards yourself right now. This is, one of the main tests right now for many people is to really learn to stop fighting with things. Because, the way we've been used to fight with circumstances was to control things as much as we can, control others, control, people, control circumstances as much as we can, so we can create the wanting outcome. But this mechanism doesn't work anymore. It's not supported anymore, because for the times that are coming, acceptance and action through the inspiration that is only really awakened in the present moment is a new mechanism. So action through inspiration that finds you in the present moment, and being stable in this type of knowing that in the present moment the best always finds you, and sometimes the best is an idea that could be put into action. This is the new mechanism that is slowly arising on the planet Earth, and many of you are already tapping into it, even though you may be still deeply rooted in the old mechanism of having a need to control, and it is awakening a lot of fear. So my reminder for you is just to notice, where are you still trying to control things? It's nothing that you're doing wrong about it. It's just to learn to let go the need to control. Sometimes the best thing you can do is truly to do nothing and just observe how much you've been trying to control it and how much of energy you've wasted with it. And as soon as you get back into the present moment, you recognize there's actually so much energy. There's such a great capacity you could use for creating, and suddenly you get in touch with what I've mentioned as inspiration in the present moment, that actually guides you into maybe a completely different direction. So the first test is releasing emotional baggage and allowing for transformation to happen. This is quite challenging for many people, and as all these unexpected changes are happening, you really need to develop this sense of knowing that things are actually going through the process the same as you're going through the process. Your life will unfold completely well when you surrender into knowing that things are under a higher control. As above, so below, right? The universe, the cosmos is functioning perfectly well. And you are functioning perfectly well as well when you surrender to this flow of the cosmos. And sometimes this flow says to you, hey, just stop. Just stop. And when you stop and truly become present, you notice that you've been pushing something that doesn't need to be pushed anymore. There's something new that is arising within you, and you just need to notice what it is. Just need to notice what it is. There's an old saying that says, don't look back in anger or forward in fear, but around in awareness. Right? And this is powerful. Heraclitus said, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. Right? It's a reminder that the way you've been functioning, this you that was used to function this way, doesn't exist anymore. You've changed. And there's only attachment to these old patterns that is still present. And you can let go of all of this. There's a new you that is arising right now, and I want you to really recognize this new you. Notice the new you. You may notice that you are becoming more creative, that you are becoming more intuitive, that you are becoming more empathic, that you are becoming more loving, or maybe more compassionate, or more productive, that you're not tolerating procrastination anymore because you understand that time is precious. You understand that what you have right now is a great gift. And so many people would dream about having what you already have right now, maybe. We all have what we need to have at this moment. And we need to notice what is the greatest struggle we are facing with right now and fully accept it until it has no power over us anymore. And once you fully accept it, you will notice a release that happens. And once that release happens, you will be free. And once you're free of it, you're free of the pattern that was motivated by this force, by this pressure. And once you fully get free of this pressure, you recognize that your energy becomes fluid. And with that fluidity, you notice the abundance of this energy. And with the abundance of this energy, there's also abundance of creativity, abundance of productivity, abundance of common sense and practicality, right? So another challenge that is deeply present right now is what I've already mentioned in the video about the full moon eclipse. I've mentioned to find a way to balance doing and not doing. Find a way to balance your spiritual health or your really, how would I say, your natural state of being and practicality. Many of you may struggle with tension between your duties and your need for spiritual growth. Like, you may feel you have a job that you hate, and you may connect this job that you hate with your spiritual decrease. And many people are wondering, how can I evolve spiritually if I'm surrounded with this kind of people that are constantly downgrading me? And therefore, we need to find a great balance between one situation and another. Like, one situation may be that you are presented to this job and these people, and another one is what you do outside of it. Like, what practices do you have? Like, Are you able to accept what is out of your control? And even though you may have a job that you hate, or you're surrounded with people you would rather not like to be surrounded with, is there something that this situation is still teaching you? If nothing else, it is teaching you courage to step up and maybe change your job. And that will provide you a spiritual growth. So soon you may recognize that even this job that you hate is still there to provide you a lot of spiritual growth. If nothing else, the possibility to let go of it and change it. Yesterday, somebody wrote that she found the courage to let go of one relationship that was very challenging for her. And there was so much support for this person. That's how powerful it is when we do something that we thought we are not capable of. And then we do it, and it truly empowers us. So right now, the universe is testing your ability to integrate all these spiritual lessons you've gained through the years. Like, you've been learning so much about the nature of courage of a human being, and you've not been able to integrate it in the area that is the most challenging to you. And then you recognize, oh, the courage actually here is to do what I've been so afraid of doing. And you thought that courage is actually, many people think courage is natural, like you are courageous or you're not. But actually courage is doing what you're the most afraid of, being shaky about it, but still doing it, and liberating yourself because or through doing it. You know it's right, but you feel afraid of it. You do it anyway, and you free yourself. So you literally need to find this sense of harmony within you that really tells you what life you want to live. Not your desires so much than the voice of harmony. Because desires may tell you, I would like to not have a job at all. I would like to just sit on the couch all day long watching TV. This could be one of your desires, but your harmony says to you, I want to live a playful life, be creative, help some people, and really grow as a person. And as Marcus Aurelius said, he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Harmony is really it's an essence of connection. When you get in harmony with yourself, and for many of you it may be very challenging right now because there's just more pressure present inside of your body due to different challenges you may be facing with. So that's why it's even more important to find harmony in your beingness. And you have places, you have tools, you have everything you need to tap into it, discover it, right? And listen to it. When you listen to quietness, the quietness starts whispering to you. So if you find yourself struggling right now with the tension between your duties and your need for spiritual growth, know that sometimes your duties will provide you the most of the growth. Sometimes it's really, what I find the most helpful is to read books. Not because I need to learn something special from the books, but sometimes it's just the language. To gain the right words so we can actually explain what we feel, or we can gain a different perspective of this situation and notice that most of the time we've been living in judgments of these old emotions we felt and we thought it's the truth. The only truth is what we believe to be true at this point. And to me it's very, very helpful that I gain another perspective of a certain situation, because that's how I notice how ignorant I was, and I thought I know everything. So it's a very powerful thing. It's just very helpful for me, and I hope it can help you in any way at this point. So another thing here also is to if you're studying any kind of spiritual philosophy, anything that you find valuable and helpful, if it's not practical, it will not help you much. Sure, one thing is to find a way to connect with your inner harmony. This is, the purpose of any spiritual practice, to connect with your inner harmony. But then it's a question how to embody it in a daily life, especially in our daily challenges, because that's when we need the most upgrades, right? That's when we need to learn to transmute the emotional judgments that have been caused by emotional triggers, that have been caused by emotional wounds. And how can we integrate more acceptance, which is truly one of the highest embodiments of spirituality, acceptance. How can I integrate acceptance into the areas of my life that I've been judging the most, that I've been afraid of the most? Integrating acceptance. And acceptance doesn't mean not changing it. It just means it is how it is right now. And my only job here is to make the most out of this situation. I can't change the present moment, but I can change my future if I truly make if I make different choices for my future. And sometimes different choices or maybe at least at this time, different choices could be to live more in acceptance, less in fear, less in a need to control everything, and just knowing that things will get more clear. Things will get more clear. So stop fighting with everything. Stop fighting with everything right now. And then the third challenge many of you may be facing with is navigating the vulnerability and challenges of being your authentic self in relationships. Vulnerability is such a beautiful thing that is opening on this planet right now. Many people are becoming vulnerable and actually sharing their vulnerability with others. Not over vulnerable, but a healthy degree of it. So this period right now will test your relationships. It is actually pushing you towards authenticity and emotional truth. So emotional truth means that you read the energy and you want to get to with a conversation, you want to get to the level of this energy. So, for example, if someone says to you, hey, I'm okay, I really like how my life is going, but you're saying there's a lot of sadness behind, that person is not speaking the truth. And getting onto the level of emotion is to learn to communicate so well that people can trust you, people can open up to you, and then vice versa. That's how we start building these authentic relationships where we truly start opening up to one another and noticing that we're all going through something. But beneath all of that, we're all pure souls that are here on this interesting journey. And through vulnerability, we can discover in one another this part of us that, the word namaste means I bow to the divine within you. So we recognize that there is divinity within all of us, but it has been covered with so much of turmoil, so much of pain, and so much of sadness and depression, because all these rebuffs and, heaviness. So you need to recognize at this point that it's okay if you're feeling completely out of control, if you're feeling completely out of balance, if you're feeling completely out of coherence. There's one philosophical saying that says, be faithful to that which exists within yourself. So it means that, what is real within you will eventually become more clear to you. It's like a dirty glass of water. You place it onto a table, and eventually all this dirt will just fall to the ground, it will just fall to the ground, and what will stay above it is clear water. You are clear. There's something very unique about you. But because you're constantly digging in and constantly distracting yourself and constantly complaining or losing yourself in trying to figure things out or trying to make something clear, you're just constantly shaking this glass of water. Sometimes you truly just need to do nothing and sit with yourself. Maybe for days. To go on a retreat, maybe a solo retreat, maybe. Not that you have to do it right now, but you will see all the energies right now are actually supporting you to find out that getting in touch with your inner nature, with your inner clarity, is not really a hard work. It's more of a having really integrity, dignity, and honor for yourself, knowing what is just not worthy of your time and what activities are completely pointless at this point. So this is something very powerful and helpful. So yeah, it's just a test to become more aware of your authenticity so you can integrate it in your relationships. Everything will transform. There will be less narcissism, there will be less conflict, less chaos, less misunderstandings, because you will become more clear in expression. And then the fourth challenge so many people are facing with is related to finances and material life. So many of you are being tested right now with your attachments to material wealth and certain resources. And this test is actually encouraging you to reevaluate your relationship with money and all things that you have. This is a very important period because it is firstly introducing you to your unknown emotional attachments to things. Maybe you are a person that has been really connecting success with having a lot of money or having great things, and that's how you've been showing up to the world. And if that's you, most probably you're going through a period where you're losing a lot of this. Not because something is punishing you, but the universe is introducing you. You're actually already all of this. You don't need to show up with this car or this money or whatever to feel like success. You're already a success because you are me. The universe says you are me. And look, isn't the nature quite a success of the creation? Isn't this cosmos quite a success of this creation? And once you recognize you are it as well, you start trusting more to these ideas that are finding you, to the insights, to wisdom, to inspiration that is finding you, because, well, life is expressing through you. It's not outside of you. It's what comes through you. And once you really recognize this, your wants change, your values change, and you start noticing that maybe a lot of the stuff that you thought you need was an external influence. And what you truly want may be something completely else. I'm not saying having great cars or big houses or whatever is bad. You can have whatever you want. You can make any amount of money you want. Nothing is bad about it. It's about like how much we are truly punishing ourselves just because we want to achieve it. Because there is more not easy but more effortless way to make it happen. And effortless is the one that happens through inspiration. And I'm talking here from my personal experience, because when I've started doing what I'm doing today, it started feeling like I'm working hard on it. I'm working hard on it from this physical perspective. But from more spiritual perspective, I'm working on it quite effortlessly. Like, it's not hard for me to create a painting. It just happens through me. I mean, I need to paint it. I need to discipline myself. I need to organize time and everything. But when I'm painting it, it just feels like it happens through me. When I'm making these videos, it feels like it happens through me because it's my purpose to do these things. And life led me to a lot of abundance. The right people came to me, people who bought my art, people who support my work. And I'm only saying this to you to remind you that when you recognize this real soul wants, alchemists called it heart's desires, life starts happening quite effortlessly. People who will invest into your ideas will just find you. They will come to you. When you will spend more time with becoming more skillful to master your gifts and talents than just thinking how to make it happen. That's when things will truly start shifting for you. And that's how you actually start reshaping, reorganizing all these financial ideas and material ideas. Like what you want, what you need. You will notice that you already have what you need. And your job is to do what you can with what you have. Nothing else is needed. And that's how life will take you to the next level. And then the last test I want to share with you that also so many people are facing with right now is that many of you will be called to step into roles of greater responsibility and leadership. So many of you. And I've seen so many people stepping up, starting new companies, starting new businesses, starting new YouTube channels or certain social media pages where they're stepping up into a greater responsibility, sharing awareness, doing what they always wanted to do, but they've been too afraid. And usually it shows up in your life like the way that no one supports you. And all these ideas that you had, like maybe that you will connect certain people or that someone will promote you, none of it happens. Just because life is teaching you at this point, do it on your own. Do it on your own. Just to recognize how much you're capable of, and then connections will start happening. So it's happening both on personal lives and collectively. So this energy right now is really supporting a greater compassionate movement. It's a beautiful thing because we recognize, as we can see with all these new podcasts that are coming, there are informations that are being shared are presented in such a new way. It's not like a scholar would be talking in front of people or a certain government figure would talk on a huge show. It's a completely new approach to sharing information. It's a very friendly approach, and when you listen to it, it's like you would be listening to a friend. And this is a whole new movement that's happening right now, and it's creating an example of how else we can inspire one another. It was not present 15, 20 years ago. When I was a kid, it was not present yet. So we are seeing a whole new movement right now. And it's influencing a new visionary leadership where we're all figuring out completely new ways to live our lives, to lead our lives, and to build new businesses that will be very helpful for social progress. So it's all about how we respond to everything that's happening, and to notice that right now it's truly all about acceptance. It's all about releasing control and really tuning in and noticing the inspiring call that is really calling you into action. So my intention with this video right now is to truly just remind you that things are so much better than you think they are, but eventually they show up this way when you pass the test. So doesn't matter how tough it may feel for you at this moment. Just remember that everything is already being taken care of, and your job is to let go of this need to control. Let it go. Like, just feel how your body relaxes when you stop fighting with circumstances, and notice what is truly your job right now. If you don't know anything what's your job, then your job most probably is to do nothing and really become just more mindful, more present, maybe improve your health or whatever. Just be more present, and then notice what calling arises within you. It's really just, we're in a phase where we just need to become aware of this calling. You know, few months from now, we will be laughing. Most people will be laughing. Whoa, was I really trying so hard? Because then it happened so easily. It will be funny to you. So don't fight with it. I will leave you here. I hope you found a great value, my friend. And I want to say thanks to anyone who's choosing to support my art. It means a lot. You can find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. Prints of my art, some of the original paintings, my latest paintings. The one that I've just finished is called The Universe Has Your Back. Go and check it out. It's very beautiful. And also thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. And till next time, my friend, stay connected, stay in tune with yourself, and let me know in the comment section your most favorite practice or idea that helps you to stay in tune with yourself, just to inspire someone who may still feel a deep need to fight with circumstances. Let me know what's your favorite practice. For me, it's most definitely meditation and working out. That's how I reconnect with myself. And every time I do it, I recognize what truly matters. So let me know your perspective, and till next time, one love.